From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast with Scott Sander.
Welcome to the Business, Equity, and Opportunities Podcast. I'm Scott Sander. On this episode, Roosevelt Smith, the Chief Technology Officer of Circulus Digital Media. He keeps our tech life safe. He'll share challenges and safeguards that may help you. We share another great success story. Brendan Perry is the new editor-in-chief at the Indianapolis Recorder. Find out what inspired him to success in the world of journalism. And today's industry focus is on the fitness business. We speak to a local gym owner and social media influencer to get an inside look.
Every business is unique and has a target audience. If you own or manage a business, Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble, offering best-in-class results, service, and support to reach a bigger customer base, allowing you to pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. Get outside the city, the state, span the globe. Put Circulus Digital Media to work for you. Get started now at circulusdigital.com. That's circulusdigital.com.
Welcome back to Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Let's talk cybersecurity. It has become clear hackers can bring your business to a screeching halt in a millisecond. Nobody knows that better than Roosevelt Smith, who helps us keep things safe and secure here at Wish TV's Chief Technology Officer for Circulus Digital Media. Thanks for spending time with us away from your task again of all the digital safety that we have. As you think about people starting a business, entrepreneurs, what do you want them to know about the state of your art?
I think it's most common that as an entrepreneur, you get into the fact of wanting to grow your business as quickly as possible, but you often forget those pitfalls and how individuals that are out there to take advantage of you. You want to be careful of those things. So it's just helpful to put your arms around your entire business from a cybersecurity standpoint.
If you were to walk somebody through that process, first getting them to understand just how clear and present this danger is, what would you first want them to look out for? Is it data? Is it their devices? Kind of combination of everything?
Absolutely, yeah. I think the first thing is just phishing emails. I mean, that's one of the most vulnerable attacks that a lot of hackers use. And then also just watching out for a lot of things that want to take your money. Business loans, there's a lot of spam out there and phishing out there for that as well. Hey, we'll give you $10,000 to sign up to get started. So you just want to make sure you you build a really good verification process and take those necessary steps and don't deviate from that.
Is it a fair statement to say the things that we do in our personal lives to keep us safe might be applicable on the business side as well? For instance, I've become finally over the years accustomed to, if I didn't initiate the contact, cut it off and then reach out, and if they actually exist and that's a real person, then that might be a relationship worth pursuing. Is that true for business as well?
Absolutely, yes. You always want to do your research and try to verify as much information on that particular company or individual as possible.
Social media is something, again, on the personal side, we use a lot. You say there's some vulnerabilities built in on the business side.
Absolutely. Large social networks like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, etc., those things are just, teeming with spam and phishing experts. So you want to be, aware of fake profiles and spamming attacks and you don't want to open up everything either. Someone sends you a friend request and say they're a part of a business opportunity. Do your research. Look them up on LinkedIn. Look them up on other verified sources before you engage into that conversation.
Particularly for first-time business owners, there is probably an instinct to say, I want to do this perfectly. You think it's important for folks to understand, inevitably, digitally, you will, and your phrase is, bump your head.
That's correct. You're going to have pitfalls. You're going to crash and burn, and it's an unfortunate statement to make, but it's a learning curve. You have to learn how to avoid these types of things. And like I said, I just go back to the process. Build in your process for verification, do your homework, do your research, and you'll be successful.
Data is so important. When we talk about data, that could mean a number of things.
Correct.
But when it comes to the customer relationship, their data is as important, maybe more so than your own data.
Absolutely. When you're dealing with consumer data, especially on the programmatic side or on the financial side of things, there are a lot of laws that come into play, both on a state and federal level. So it's really important that you, once again, do your homework, do your research. Cybersecurity Council of Indiana is a great resource to use to understand how to not only store customer information, but also make sure that everything is behind lock and key. If you're dealing with any credit card information or anything of that nature, you want to make sure you hand that off to the credit card provider so that you mitigate your risk for any sort of attack.
Is there a relationship that you want to develop with your customers so that if they were to say, hey, how do I know that this is going to stay safe? You'll have those answers ready.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes. So it goes back to that whole trust to verify process, understanding how to, initially set the tone with your customers and have them make sure that they're at a comfort level where they're willing to share their data with you.
On the other side of all of this all sounds very intimidating if it's not part of the world that we're in right now.
Correct.
It's your world all the time,
Yeah.
But should it scare someone away from small business, or do you think this is manageable?
Oh, absolutely. You can manage this, in one night's sleep, as I like to say it. Do your research, look into, finding a mentor, and just enjoy business. Cybersecurity is just something that's often behind the scenes, but very important, but it is manageable.
Roosevelt Smith, thank you.
No problem at all. Thank you.
If you would like more information, you can always go to BEOshow.com. Each week we share a success story from one of our contributors, usually a local business executive or owner who knows what it takes to succeed. We help through these stories to inspire entrepreneurs and small business owners to create their own pathway to success. We expect today's story will do just that. The Indianapolis Recorder, clearly one of the country's oldest and most respected minority publications. Recently, the paper chose a new editor-in-chief. He is the subject of today's success story.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Success Story.
Last week, the new editor-in-chief for the Indianapolis Recorder, Brandon Perry, gave us his insights on newspaper journalism and a look into the future. Today, he shares with us where he got his inspiration and drive that have helped him find his success at the Indianapolis Recorder.
My path started with growing up in Northwest Indiana. I was born in Evansville, and our family moved up to Northwest Indiana in the early 1980s. And my journey started with my parents and being inspired by a lot of the things that they did when we lived up there. My mother is also a journalist, and she wrote for publications such as the Gary Crusader, the Times of Northwest Indiana, and when we moved down here in 1989, she wrote for Indianapolis Monthly, and she has also been the managing editor for the Chronicles, which is a monthly magazine published by Eastern Star Church, and it was published for 20 years. So I have that inspiration from her, and eventually got bit by the journalism bug. And then my father offered insight into the news by instilling in me a passion to keep up with current events, things going on around our country and around our world. So between the two of them, that laid the foundation. And as I mentioned, we moved to Indianapolis in 1989, just in time to for me to see a lot of great leaders we had at the time, and to see how much the city has changed, over the last 30 years or so. But shortly after we arrived, at a very young age, I developed my own interest in politics and government, and in how institutions can be used to make life better for people. And the first political campaign that I watched extensively, that I followed extensively as a fifth grader, was the 1991 mayoral election between Steve Goldsmith and Louis Mahern. And following that, I've kept up with the 1992 presidential election. So those events sparked a very strong interest in politics. And of course, at that time in the early 1990s, there was the internet, but most people didn't have access to it. And most people did not even have a computer at home. Smartphones forget about it, you know. We were nowhere near that yet as far as, you know, most people. So the main way to keep up with political developments was to, of course, watch the news on television or to read about it in the newspapers and magazines. So that gave me an even stronger love for journalism and even stronger admiration for news reporters. And that led to me being involved in student government in junior high and high school. It led to me taking courses in journalism in high school and going to IUPUI, where I majored in political science, but also took courses in honors English. And, you know, people have told me I have a gift for writing. And they've told me that since high school. I remember a couple of teachers, once I completed a project in their classes, both of them told me, in other words, you know, Brandon, write in your own words, you know, don't use verbatim what's written in Time magazine or Newsweek. And I showed them my sources, and I showed them, I explained to them my train of thought behind what I wrote, and they saw that, no, these weren't things that other people wrote, these were things that I wrote, and they were impressed with that as hearing this from this teenager. So that led to, as I mentioned, IUPUI. And then while I was attending IUPUI in 2002, I was invited to join the Recorder, and I've been here off and on for 13 years, and it's great to be back. This is an institution in the community itself, and it's been here for over a century, and I believe it could be here for well over another century. And some of the ways that I visualize us moving forward is expanding our digital platform, because as you know, in order for print publication to not only survive but to thrive, we have to have a strong presence on social media, on the internet, and through our digital platforms. So I would like to, as editor-in-chief, work with our team to continue to increase community involvement, both by reaching out to people in the community and going where they are, but also inviting them to come to us, whether that's in person or whether that's through our digital platforms, so that they have a venue to express their concerns, their frustrations, and their hopes. It's always great for those of us in the African American community to jump on every opportunity to not only share news that's unique to our experience, but also to develop solutions to challenges in our community, and challenges that not only face the African American community, but the city and the community at large.
Time for Industry Focus. Today, we hit the gym with a local fitness trainer who talks about the business of fitness and his outlook on the future.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Industry Focus.
Part of the growing personal fitness training gyms in Indianapolis, DYC Fitness is run by Jeremy Stevens, whose personal journey to get healthy led him to the business of fitness.
My opinion on the fitness industry is that I think that if you are trying to reach a goal, I think that you need guidance to do so if you've never reached that goal before. It's just like anything else. It's just like a basketball player having a basketball coach, a football player having a football coach. I personally think that anybody who is serious about their fitness and really have goals and aspirations to reach a certain height that they've probably never been before, I think guidance and accountability and motivation is what's going to drive you there. And I think hiring a coach or a fitness professional in order to get there is you know, kind of where we are and where I see the fitness industry going. It's up to us fitness professionals to, you know, kind of seek that out and continue to spread that word and continue to promote the importance of having a coach in your corner that is always going to be there holding your hand throughout the process. That's kind of where I see the fitness profession going. going in itself. I do also see the fitness space kind of going more niche, meaning here we are in a personal training studio versus just going to a big juggernaut gym where they only offer gym memberships for $10. Here it's just more of an intimate space. You're getting that one-on-one interaction. I have a lot of people come through my door who may not have any gym experience. So I think the fitness space in general has become a lot more niche. We have different gyms around the area where, they may do cycling, they may do yoga, they may do just personal training versus just a wide variety of things to offer. So so that's kind of where I see the fitness space going. My dad always says that life moves at the speed of relationships, and it's the same here in the fitness space, especially in this personal training gym. We are building relationships as well as personal trainers. I always like to say that we have a lot of different hats in here. Yes, we're personal trainers. Yes, we're fitness professionals. Yes, we're gym owners. But at the same time, we're counselors, we're friends, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're a lot of different things, and that comes with building relationships. And if you can build that one-on-one progression and relationship, I think that, especially in the niche gyms, it's going to go a long way simply because we are having that one-on-one interaction. And it's a lot harder for the client to quit if they have a relationship with the trainer or the fitness professional, because at the end of the day, we're holding them accountable. We're motivating them. Like I said, sometimes people are coming in here, long days of work, and then they're just coming here to let out a sweat and just kind of get everything out. We're there for that, if that makes sense. So that relationship is very important. One thing that some people may not know about me is I always lead with, I used to weigh almost 300 pounds. And I know here on camera today, you don't see that anymore, which is what kind of struck the whole journey in itself. Back in 2016, I went through an extreme weight loss journey of my own. And it's kind of cool to sit on the other side of the fence, every day throughout, the months, the years. I get to help other people do the same. So I've always played sports. So I've always been into working out, but, I was missing the nutrition aspect as well. So, I found a meal plan online and I just started following it. Like I said, I was already working out, but adding the nutrition piece, I just saw all the results that I wanted. I started posting on Instagram, started posting on social media, these huge transformations, and it caught a lot of traffic, which is kind of how I got to be the name that I am on social media as well. But that's kind of my journey. And with that journey, I also ended up starting an online training service and meal plan service. It's called Disturbing Comfort. It's still around today with my business partner, Joshua Hibbett. We actually went to high school together, and he came to me. He was like, you know what, Jeremy, you've lost all this weight. What can we do with this? And, just send me everything you know about fitness, in a Word document. So I ended up sending them about 10 pages of just stuff. Eat this, eat that, don't eat this, weekend tips, drink your water. It was just stuff. It wasn't no particular order. And he's like, okay, we have this. Let's create a business out of it and offer these services to people that can also benefit from it. So we started that company in 2017. And now here we are in 2022 with our own storefront or gym front. We now have our own gym located in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, where Josh and I are both from. So it's near and dear to our heart to serve the Indy community as well. So that's kind of my journey, my story, how I got started. I'm very relatable to a lot of people who walk through our doors because I've been the overweight person, I've been the fit person. So it's cool for me to relate to those types of people, so that's my journey. The future is we want as many locations as possible. We want to help as many lives as possible at the end of the day, and we know that more locations are going to be needed to do so. We of course, we're here downtown Indianapolis, but we want to be on the north side, the south side, the east side. We want to continue to spread the good word and continue to help people as much as possible. So that's kind of our next step in the fitness process itself. So, influencer Jeremy, one thing that you have to go online to see. It's not something that I talk about in person too much. If I was just walking down the street and they're like, hey, Jeremy, what do you do for a living? I'd say I own a gym downtown Indianapolis. That's my spiel. If they go do their research, if they look up DYC Fitness and they see Jeremy Stevens, the owner, and then they may see that, this guy has a lot of Instagram followers. Like, who is this guy? This guy almost has 40,000 Instagram followers. Who is this? That side of Jeremy is one thing that I have grown to love. I love interacting on social media. I love marketing for brands. I love bringing brands to life through videos, through reels, through pictures. It's one thing that I definitely didn't see coming, but as my fitness brand grew, social media did as well, and some of the biggest brands that you can think of have probably reached out to me, and we've done deals together. So it's awesome. It's a cool space. One thing that even when I was in high school, I'm 31 years old, wouldn't have even been a thing. So the fact that people can actually make a living on social media is one thing that I absolutely love. So.
Our thanks again to all the contributors who joined us for this episode of the Business Equity and Opportunities podcast. We hope you found it enlightening, useful, and inspiring. You'll find more information about the show on our website, BEOshow.com. You can watch Business Equity and Opportunities Sunday mornings at 10 on Wish TV or live stream it through wishtv.com. Each week, we provide 7 full segments with topics ranging from how to get started and how to access capital to the day-to-day running of your business and questions about accounting and bookkeeping. We feature business news and trends and always share a success story from one of our contributors. Join us next time for more insights into the world of small business. Be sure to sign up for our Business Equity and Opportunities newsletter to get even more valuable, up-to-date information. And if you have any questions or you'd like to be part of our show, please email us. The address is beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Scott Sander. Thanks for listening.
Watch the Business Equity and Opportunity Show on Wish TV and access all of our content and share it on demand anytime at BEOshow.com. You can find more podcasts from Wish TV on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.